Hello, my dear students. Today we will complete our lesson. Okay. Chapter 2 talks about light. Okay. Chapter 2 talks about what a light. Uh, all properties of light. Light is electromagnetic wave, as we studied in the last lesson. Okay. And it doesn't need medium to travel, and it can travel in space with very high speed, 3 times 10 power positive 8 meter per second. We'll study the properties of light, like the propagation of light and the reflection and the refraction, and light interference, light diffraction, and the total internal reflection, and some properties of light. Okay, right. Properties of light. Firstly, light can travel in space in very high speed, 3 times 10 power positive 8. Okay, right. And travel in a straight line. Light is electromagnetic wave, and we have electromagnetic spectrum, which includes, as last session, we have talked about the type of electromagnetic waves and visible spectrum. And there is some type of electromagnetic waves can't be seen by naked eye because it is out of our range. Our range of wavelengths of visible spectrum from 400 nanometer 10 to 700 nanometer. Okay. Okay. We have some waves like radio waves or microwaves or infrared waves and UV rays and X-rays and the gamma rays, which have different wavelengths and different frequencies, frequency. As we studied before, that the velocity of wave equal frequency times what, shabab? Time is wavelength. Frequency times A times wavelength. So when the speed of light is constant in the same medium, we have inverse relation between the frequency and what? And the wavelengths. We have inverse relation at the same medium, at the same, same medium. Okay? So the relation between the frequency and the wavelengths is inverse relation at constant medium, at constant, constant medium. Okay? طيب. Look at the opposite figure. The wave length, the longest wavelength of these waves is radio waves. Is what, شباب? Radio waves. It is 10 power 2 of a nanometer. But its frequency is the smallest one. Frequency is the smallest one. But gamma rays has the highest energy and the highest frequency and lowest wavelengths. And ايش يا شباب؟ lowest wavelengths. High frequency symbolized by nu and lowest wavelengths. And radio waves is a inverse of gamma rays. Okay. We will study properties of light, of visible spectrum, propagation, reflection, refraction, interference, and diffraction. Okay. Firstly, light travel in space or as a straight line or a spherical shape like this. Okay. If we have source of light like the electric lamps, it will transfer in all direction, and it can be unidirectional or can be directed into a straight line. Okay. What does it mean wavefront? When the lamp is turned on, it will transfer light in all direction, direction. Okay. Wavefront, it is a surface of path of wave motion in which disturbance at every point have in the same phase. Look at this dots in a sphere like this. All points on this point in the red line have the same phase. What does it mean, same phase? Same phase has the same direction or has the same velocity in the same medium. Okay, and also the connected lines or connected circles, it is also has the same wavefront, have the same wavefront. Okay, wavefront may be plane wavefront like this in a straight line like the laser source, or spherical like the ordinary lamp, or cylindrical wavefront obtained from waves resulted from longitudinal light source. such as when light passes through a fine rectangular slit like the hole of the door. When light travels through a very small slit, it will make a cylindrical wavefront like this. Like يا شباب like this. Okay. Light reflection. What is the condition needed for occurrence of light reflection? We must have source of light and reflecting surface, okay, for reflection of light. What does it mean? Light reflection, it is returning back or rebouncing of light when it faces or fall on the reflecting surface. Reflecting surface may be smooth or shiny surface, or maybe rough surface, or not shiny. Okay, so we have two type of light reflection: regular and irregular reflection. Regular, when the light rays falls on smooth and shiny surface, we will get the regular light reflection. Regular light reflection. Okay, طيب. The light reflection means that it is the returning back of light when it falls on the reflecting surface. This could incident light ray, and this could what شباب reflected light ray. And the dot lines could normal line or the perpendicular to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence, as we studied in the prep stage. Okay, so we have to define light reflection. It is the bouncing of light waves in the same medium when they encounter a reflecting surface or face a reflecting surface. Okay, right. What does it mean? Angle of incidence phi 1, symbolized by phi 1. It is the angle between the incident light ray and the normal to the surface. طيب, what does it mean? Phi 2, it is the angle of reflection. It is the angle between the reflected light ray and the normal to the reflecting surface. What is the relation between the two angles? It must equal. It must be يا شباب, must be equal. Phi 1 equal phi 2. So the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. Okay, if this angle equal 20, the phi 2 equal 20, 30, 30, huh? 40, 40, huh? 0, 0. Okay, what will happen when the light rays falls perpendicular to the reflecting surface? If I have a plane mirror like this, and the light rays falls perpendicular to the reflecting surface like this, the incident light ray, what will happen? It will reflect itself. It will يا شباب reflect itself. Why? It will reflect itself because the angle of incidence phi 1 equal 0. Why? Because the angle of incidence is the angle between the incident light ray and the reflected light ray. So the angle between them equal what? Equal 0. Huh? What is the relation between the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection? It will be the same or equal. So phi 1 equal phi 2 equal 0. So the light rays will reflect itself. The light ray يا شباب will reflect itself because angle of incidence equals angle of reflection equal 0. Okay. Right. The two laws of light reflection. First law, the angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. Okay. Right. Second law, it states that the incident light ray and the reflected light ray and the normal must be in the same plane, must be in the same plane, and this plane is perpendicular to the reflecting surface. Okay. Light reflection can be represented by using wavefront as shown in the object figure, like the cylindrical shape, okay, of waves, right? When it falls and it is reflected again. What will happen? Special case, when the light rays falls perpendicular to the reflecting surface or in the mirror, it will reflect itself because the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection equal يا شباب equal 0. Okay. What is the relation between the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection? It is direct relation, so the slope here equal equal 1. Tan 45 equal يا شباب equal 1. Okay. We have a special case here. It is easier to see your reflected image on the glass window of lighted room at night, but it is difficult to see your image at a daytime. Why? Because outside the room is dark. When the outside the room is dark at night, يعني, the intensity of light passing from outside into the room is more than sorry يا شباب, the intensity when outside of the room is dark at night here, huh? The intensity of light passing from outside to the room is lower than the reflected one. Lower than the reflected one. So you can see your image. Okay? طيب. When outside the room is lighted, huh? The amount of light passing from outside the window is more than the reflected one. So you can see your image and you can see the things outside your house. Okay? What is the effect of rotation of the reflecting surface at the incident light ray? How, Mr.? The plane mirror here will rotate it, huh? But it will rotate it in which direction? In clockwise or anti-clockwise? Again, if we have a question here, what will happen when the plane mirror rotated clockwise in the same direction of clocks with angle, for example, 30, 30 degree? What will happen? The angle of incidence will increase and the angle of reflection will also increase. Okay? If we have angle of incidence here, angle of incidence equal 30 degree, and when the mirror rotated, the new angle of incidence, for example, phi 1 dash equal equal what, شباب? Equal 30 plus 30. 30 plus 30 equal يا شباب equal 60. So when the angle of incidence increases, also the angle of reflection will increase. Okay? Let's calculate this angle. This angle is perpendicular, equal 90, this 30, this will equal equal 60. But the new position or the new case after rotating the mirror clockwise, the angle of incidence will increase by 30. Will increase by 30. And also the angle of reflection will also increase by 30. Okay? When the mirror rotated clockwise, each of them will increase by value θ, and the angle between the incident light ray and the reflected light ray will increase by angle what, شباب? 2θ. Okay? When the mirror rotated by angle 30 clockwise, like this, if we have a mirror with the reflected light ray, the reflecting surface, and this is the normal line to the mirror. This is the normal one, and this is the incident light ray. For example, angle equal what, شباب? Equal 30. It will be reflected by angle what? 30. Okay? Right. What will happen? This is case 1 or case A. What will happen when the mirror rotated clockwise by angle 30? What will happen? when the mirror rotated, this mirror rotated by angle 30, huh? What will happen for the angle of incidence and what will happen to the angle between the angle of reflection, and what is the new angle between the incident light ray and the reflected light ray? What about this angle? It will increase or decrease? Okay, right. Let's draw it in the new case. If we have a plane mirror and the perpendicular line, sorry, the new position of the mirror, okay يا شباب. This is the new position of the mirror, and the light source is constant. Light source is what, شباب? Is constant. This is the light source. Is constant. Its position doesn't change. Okay. طيب. This is the incident light ray. This is what, شباب? The incident light ray, and this is the normal line. Take care that the normal line also rotated with the mirror. Rotated with يا شباب with the mirror. Okay. طيب. So it will be reflected by the same angle of incidence. By يا شباب by the same angle of incidence. Okay. This angle now increases by 30. The first case it was 30. Now it will be 60 degree. It will be يا شباب 60 degree. Okay. طيب. So the angle of reflection also equal 60. Also equal يا شباب equal 60. Okay. طيب. What about this angle? This angle now equal, this angle now يا شباب equal what? Equal 30. Equal ايه؟ Equal 30. Why? Huh? Because the total angle equal 90. So we have here 60 and this angle will equal a 30. So when the mirror rotated clockwise, huh, the angle of incidence increases by the same angle of rotation. Okay? Angle of incidence increases by the same angle of rotation. If we have the angle of incidence, the new case or the new position, phi 1 dash equal theta 1, which is the angle of rotation, plus phi 1. plus ايه يا شباب؟ phi 1 when the mirror rotated clockwise. What about the angle of reflection? Angle of reflection also increases by the same value. What about the angle between the incident light ray and the reflected light ray? It increases by value what? 2 theta. It increases by by value 2 theta. Okay, so the total angle here will equal 120 20 degree, and the total angle here 30 plus 30 equal 60 degree. Okay, طيب what will happen if we have a new case and the mirror rotated anti-clockwise, and يا شباب the mirror rotated anti-clockwise. We have the incident light ray and the reflected light ray here. Okay, and the question is what will happen for the two angles when the mirror rotated anti-clockwise with angle, for example, this مثلا 45 and this is 45. The angle of incidence in the first case equal 45 and the angle of reflection also equal equal 45. What will happen when the mirror rotated by angle cos theta anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise means it rotated in this direction by angle 20 by angle 20 degree. What will happen for the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection? It will increase or decrease. Knowing that the light source position is constant. The light source position يا شباب is constant. This is the light source have constant position. Doesn't change. Doesn't يا شباب doesn't change. Okay. Let's draw the second case after the rotation of the mirror by angle 20. For example, it will be like this. Why? Because it rotated by angle mirror rotated by 20 degree anti-clockwise. Okay, شباب? Anti-clockwise. What will happen? Firstly, the new position of the mirror. Okay, and let's draw the incident light ray and the reflected light ray after the rotation of the mirror. After ايه يا شباب? After the rotation of the mirror. Okay, it will be constant, the light source. Okay, and the normal is it changed? Normal line is it changed to be in this case? What will happen for this angle? What will happen for this angle? It increases or decreases? It was 45. And when the mirror rotated anti-clockwise in this direction, again, what will happen for the angle of incidence? It was 45. What will happen in this case when the mirror is rotated by angle 20? It will increase by 20 or decrease by 20? The normal line rotated, and this is fixed, it doesn't change. So angle 45 will be equal a 45 minus ايه يا شباب minus 20. 45 minus ايه يا شباب minus 20. 45 minus 20. Okay, this is what this is the angle of incidence. Okay, 25A. Okay, طيب this is what شباب the angle of incidence in the first case. Okay, right. Let's draw the second case. This is the angle of reflection. When the angle of incidence equal 25, so the angle of reflection equal also 25. Okay, it will be the same. Equal 25. What about these two angles? What about these two angles? This angle equal 25 minus 90. 90 minus 25 equal 75 degree. And this also 75 degree. Sorry, شباب. 90 minus 25 equal 65 degree, and this also 65 degree. In this case, when the mirror rotated يا شباب anti-clockwise, so the angle of incidence decreases by 20 and the angle of reflection decreases by 20. Okay, طيب. What is the angle between the angle of incidence and angle of reflection, or the angle between incident light ray and reflected light ray? First case, it was 45 plus 45 equal equal 90 degree, and this 25 plus 25 equal equal 50. So also the angle between incident light ray and the reflected light ray decreases by angle 90 minus 2 theta. 90 يا شباب minus 2 theta يبقى 90 minus minus 40. Okay. إن شاء الله next session will solve an exercise about this example إن شاء الله. Thank you يا شباب.